Hey, welcome to yet another video on the channel. Just a few words about what I want to do in the future with things. I covered something earlier on a podcast about haunted um, towns, haunted places, rather, haunted places. Haunted towns is coming later. Getting ahead of myself. The thing is, I thought, there are some haunted places around the way, around here where I am right now. I was thinking maybe, just maybe, I could very easily take trips there, document them, and show them on this YouTube channel as well as other YouTube channels. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to Google up um, haunted places near me. And kind of get a basic, kind of like a basic idea. And actually, there are some uh, rather interesting places that are haunted. Um, so search for haunted places by state. This is hauntedplaces.org. I will include the link in the description. Cool, cool. So basically, near me in Oklahoma, that's where I'm right now, in Lawton, Oklahoma. Maybe you know it. Maybe you don't. Now you do. So anyway, most haunted places in Oklahoma. So these are things. One that's near me, Medicine Park, Oklahoma, the Old Plantation Restaurant. As a matter of fact, I have eaten there. It's a wonderful, amazing, amazing place. It's great. Um, but yeah, uh, that would be awesome. And so I'm thinking I might go up there, document it. And of course, due to COVID crisis, you kind of don't know what to expect. And I think I'll make that the very first thing I cover, kind of like a series. Um, well, you know. So the story of the Old Plantation Restaurant, sure to be haunted by a horde of spirits from the past. The ghosts include a little girl playing in an upstairs hallway, a brown-haired, oh, that says prostitute, who manifests on the staircase, even apparition of country swing musician Bob Wills. And I think what I'll do is I'll click on this and read more because this has caught my attention especially. Um, now Bob Wills. And a poltergeist may also be at work in the dining room bar, as glasses have been known to stack themselves after being washed. So that would be a very helpful poltergeist, I'm sure. So, what's the difference between a ghost, a poltergeist, and other entities? So, I'm going to go to Paranormal Entities, and I'm going to figure out what exactly the paranormal entities are so that I can be very descriptive to you and not uh, leave anything out, you know. So, the known list of supernatural beings. This is a blog from mysticinvestigations.com/supernatural beings. And no, I do not get paid for these plugs, but there are a lot of things on here. It says the abominable snowman, the Adirondack abomination, the Amazons, the Angelin, guardian angels, the demon hybrid angel, the goddess hybrid angel, the Antichrist, the Anticlaus, the April anti-fool, the April Fool archangels. So this sounds pretty interesting. I want to look up angel demon hybrid and kind of just figure that out. What exactly that is. So um, the picture portrayed is of quite a beautiful woman, one black wing, one white wing, and she is the angel demon hybrid leader of Halloween. So basically, according to this, um, there are a lot of things in the paranormal planet that people have uh, been kind of turning their attention towards. One of them is the secretive leader of Halloween, which I didn't know existed until now. Um, there is a neutral figure, neither on side pure good or pure evil, and this is the unheard of angel demon hybrid by various psychics and major players in the paranormal community. Santa Claus, as we know, has been confirmed through his heavenly sources that the hybrid Halloween leader exists. It has never personally met the individual nor known base or operation lies. So, although Santa says he was magically cloaked judge at the supernatural secrecy pact trial many centuries ago, the leader may have also only taken command of Halloween in recent centuries. So basically, nobody has any idea who partook in the unholy union between angel and demon. But previous psychics reported seeing the angel human hybrid being shrouded in a literal mystical gray cloak of mystery. It wears to protect itself from detection. He or she appears to reside in a village where it's perpetually Halloween and constant autumn time, almost in a perpetual nightfall. Beautiful, beautiful picture that's painted, as fall is my favorite season of all. This is when things cool down, neither summer nor winter. And, summer's my second favorite, winter is my third, and spring is my fourth. For some reason, I don't like spring. Um, I don't know why. I just absolutely hate spring. I couldn't tell you. So, yeah, spring, I could do without that. And, I don't know, maybe it's my pessimistic nature where everything is born anew. And since I write horror, I prefer everything to die, I guess. I don't know. So, uh, despite this, kids are still constantly trick or treating. There are no reports of kids going to such a place. So, the Halloween headquarters is probably an interdimensional pocket adjoining ours. There's a possibility these kids are in fact ghost trapped between life and death, also with the adults passing out candy to them, which the kids seem to eat 24/7 with glee. So, that is quite amazing. The leader of Halloween I never knew existed. Now I know, and that's awesome. So, yes, the entities. What I want to do is I want to get I wanted to get the definition of ghost. That's originally why I went here. But this has a very uh, interesting take on a lot of different things. And I found that angel demon hybrid rather interesting. So, Gulstan Poltergeist. What are they, right? So ghosts are non-corporate beings who almost always are humans who have died. So they manifest themselves in auditory and visual manners, but rarely interact with our reality in a physical manner. And yeah, those who die in a horrible or traumatic way basically are trapped. Basically, they will haunt places they died in, people who have affected them in life, or the place the trauma took place. So, careful what you do. The physical world has seen these in the form of travelers, and they have often um, wanted to rejoin their original soul and enter the afterlife of ghosthood. So the weak-willed need to play out their issues in their haunting, or be helped out by humans, supernatural beings, angels, etc. In order to move on to the afterlife. Malicious spirits are eventually dealt with in a far less caring manner. So that's a ghost. It manifests itself. It doesn't interact with us per se. So according to this. Now, poltergeists. These are the ones that are bad, right? So they're malicious and dangerous spirits. They're often incorporated demons, while less is simply evil humans who have died and not crossed over to the other side. Sometimes they can be good people who die but are angered by a trauma or injustice in their life. So, for example, if there's like a minister murdered by somebody and he's not too thrilled about it, obviously. If I was murdered, I wouldn't be too thrilled about it. So, what he's going to do is he was good, but because he was murdered in a horrific way, he's going to come back and he is going to take vengeance, basically, in a roundabout way. The malicious and dangerous spirit is poltergeist. So basically, it's a really bum deal. This video kind of is centered towards somebody who I had a chat with not too long ago. They know who they are. As a matter of fact, they'll be sent the link to this video personally by me. Hopefully, this sheds some light on the whole topic at hand. And the thing is, a poltergeist is well aware of what state they are in and what they are. They're highly intelligent and out for blood. So, they feed on fear and anger of the human victim. They have the power to murder. Such beings are best left to paranormal professionals and exorcists. So, Linda Blair in The Exorcist was possessed by, according to this, a poltergeist. And the poltergeists obviously can possess. Therefore, the exorcisms that are carried out, are done so on the poltergeist itself. Now, in reference to demons, according to this, which I don't think I covered, so these are the dark fallen angels of the Lord. Okay, so these are beings who have chosen to leave God and the realm of heaven. They're cast down for breaking God's laws. They're called the fallen angels, dark angels, evil entities known as demons, and as you know, biblically speaking, Lucifer was cast from heaven. He was a beautiful angel. Yeah, he wanted to supersede God, so he was kicked out. And um, there were a rare few. They're so evil that their soul is born in hell as natural born demons. Some of the most evil and bloodthirsty humans in history, including serial killers, may in fact have had demonic souls. Which, if you look at the likes of Bundy, Gacy, Dahmer, so on and so forth, these people were severely troubled. The I-5 Strangler, etc. Just anyone who's... They say all these people have an evil soul, and really they could be more on point, in my opinion, as that. So, what kind of powers do demons actually have? What do they possess? Well, they dispense powers of evil to lower supernatural entities who choose to follow the dark path against God and all that is good. So basically, all these rebellious people, rebellious souls, rebellious spirits, are bestowed upon with the power of evil. So ghosts become empowered to become poltergeists, or I guess they get promoted. I don't quite know. Maybe that's what it's saying, maybe not. I haven't the foggiest. Uh, these are ones that have chosen demonhood. The angels who have fallen from grace lose some of their power that is originally given to them by God and become imperfect in nature. They generally go to a realm existing in the higher dimension of, I lost my place. There's pure thought closer to the physical universe. The place is usually referred to as hell, exists in the fifth dimension. That's where hell lies, is in the fifth dimension. There's also a link to the physical world in a place deep underground called the Underworld. And in hell, demons usually follow the first fallen angel. You know him as Lucifer or the devil, and he comes by so many different names, and they join him. They join him. And demons do not enjoy the protection and power derived from a god as angels do. So basically, they're on their own, they're forsaken, you know. When we refer to God, we're speaking of God of this omniverse, and or probably the original eternal God of the macroverse. So the demons are the ones who are the fallen angels, considered fallen angels, who have um, roots with the Greek, Roman, pagan, etc. All religions have their demons. You can Wikipedia. You can go on Wikipedia and look up demons, names of demons. I use those sometimes in my writing. It adds a lot of different aspects to it. There are a lot of things. Now, it's kind of interesting. They list goblins on here. Now, we hear about goblins. What exactly are goblins? So, this Wikipedia article, which I'll include a link for, it's a monstrous creature. It appears in folklore of many European countries, or many European cultures, well, countries too. The thing is, it's European, and Europeans have a tendency to really come up with some interesting things, fairies, gnomes, etc. The fairies come from Irish, I believe. So, you know, they're grotesque, mischievous, outright malicious, and greedy, especially for gold and jewelry. So, as you'll recall, the leprechaun was always going on about me gold. Yes, me owe me bad. I'm missing a gold coin, I say. So yeah, he was probably a form of goblin, which is interesting, Look up leprechaun in a minute because it's probably there as well. This is an amazing, amazing website. So, there's a lot of translations. Goblino in Italian. Yeah, pretty interesting. And so the name was wow. It's first recorded in the 14th century from an unattested Anglo-Norman goblin, which is similar to the Old French uh, goblin, which attested around 1195 Ambrose Normandy's Guercent, and to medieval Latin goblins. So it is before 1141. This is the same name of a devil or demon haunting the country of, around Evreux, Normandy, France. So these came from this particular thing. Originates from France. Um, so uh, they're significant. The significant thing about them is probably somebody who sells tumblers or beakers or cups. So kind of like merchants in a way, I guess. But it says these are not from Normandy, even the word goblin or whatever. The German kobold, which I remember seeing because I speak German, um, is contains the German root kov, which is the German koba, which is refuge or cavity, hollow in a rock, uh, and so on and so forth. It's possibly related to the dialect of Norman, and go up hollow in a cliff. So basically, there are female goblins as well, and they're called goblets. So, European folklore and collective folk stories on goblins. A redcap is a type of goblin who dyes its hat in human blood in Anglo-Scottish folklore. The hobgoblins are friendly trickster goblins in English, Scottish, and Pilgrim folklore and literature. The hobgoblins, they're friendly and they like to play tricks. Not bad. I would rather be in the company of those than to be in the company of a redcap, honestly. The benevolent goblins from Gesta Romanorum. I think that's how it's pronounced. The Erkling is a malevolent goblin from German legend. You have the Trascu, which is a northern Spanish, northern Portuguese mythological figure of Celtic and Roman origin. I checked to see if my phone was silenced. The Goblin Pony from the Grey Fairy book. That's also a thing. The Goblins at the Bathhouse from A Book of Ghosts and Goblins, published in 1969. You want good reading material? Go to the website, grab that. The Goblins Turn to Stone, which is a Dutch fairy tale. King Gob, that is a Moldovan gypsy folk tale. And goblins are also featured in Danish fairy tales The Elf Mound and The Goblin and the Grocer. And The Goblin and the Woman, goblins, are featured in the Norwegian folktale The Christmas Visitors at Kvam. How it's pronounced Kvame. I don't speak Norwegian, just a few words, so don't quote me. Goblins are featured in Swedish fairy tales The Four Big Trolls and Little Peter Pastureman. And Daga and the Flying Troll of Sky Mountain, which they, alongside sprites, are gnomes, and gnomes live among trolls. Goblins are featured in the French fairy tale called The Golden Branch. And goblins are featured in English, Scottish, and Irish folklore. And which the Irish is rich in folklore, mythology, all that. The fairies, the prime example, leprechauns, the whole thing. They're described as roaming around in marauding bands and pillage farms and villages. And they commune with the dead, especially on Halloween, and sell goblin fruits. The goblin-like creatures in other cultures. The Pukwudgie, I guess. Pukwdgie is a type of goblin from Wampanoag, I think. It's cryptozoology or something. I give up. I can't pronounce half these things. It's been going on ever since I started making videos. All the time, man. These foreign names, man, that I'm not used to saying. So the Mookie, which is a pale goblin who lives in caves in the Andes and Quechian folklore. I'm not even going to try anymore. Many Asian creatures have been likened to or translated as goblins. The Chinese ghouls and goblins. The goblin. There's a lot. The goblin rat. 22 goblins, which is an Indian fairy tale. South Korea. The Dokkaebi or something. Dokkraebi looks like. Important creatures in folklore and appear in children's books. Nursery song Mountain Goblin tells of meeting a goblin and running away to live. In Bangladesh, there are also creatures similar to goblins. They're also featured in jinn in Islamic culture. Jinn was, of course, a demon, which they're identified with that particular spirit. Jinn, the demon, Jinn. So anyway, that's pretty much, if you have any desire to travel, you have the Gap of Gobelin, which is a hole and tunnel in Mortagne, France. The Goblin Combe with an E in Somerset, England, or UK. And of course, comb is spelled with an E. Why am I not surprised? I have a lot of UK friends, and they spell program with an E and an extra M. So I saw that, and even before reading the rest, I said, "Oh, that looks like it's UK in origin, English, what have you." Um, in Utah, you have Goblin Valley State Park, the Goblin Crescent. In New Zealand, in Christchurch, with some name BRYNDWR. Yester Castle, also known as Goblin Hall in East Lothian, Scotland. You have Goblin Bay in Ontario. It's an island in Canada, Okay. And you have the Calcadans and the Callairs in Glasgow, Scotland. Cow is an old Scots word for goblin. Cad means nasty. And dens and lairs, I prefer goblin homes. So basically, nasty goblin homes. Then you have 541132 something. It's a big, big, long word, okay? But it's on the Wikipedia article I'm including a link to. So it's a minor planet in the outlying solar system nicknamed the Goblin. It's probably why I don't know it, because to be quite honest with you, that was about 24 layers long. So anyway, that's the whole thing with goblins. And I know this is difficult to really completely narrow down to one more. The Nymph. The Nymph. Yeah. The Nymph is a very it's a minor female deity, and they are the spirits of our environment, including the sky, land, and water. They've worked on behalf of gods in the past, and ultimately they are free spirits who follow their own path within their particular element of the water nymph. Pictured to the left, of course, when you see a link in the bottom, you'll be able to see it. They're mostly good goddesses of nature who work to keep the harmony and balance of the environment. With each passing decade, they work harder to keep the earth healthy due to humankind's ravaging of the environment. Although their work look more like play as they dance and sing while iridescent glitter and flowers floating from the beautiful forms. As if you're lucky enough to spot one of them. So basically, these are the good goddesses of the earth. And basically, if you, like in the States, okay, North America, if winter's been cut off short, skipped spring, and gone straight to summer, then that is a product of the increased nymph activity. So they're quite beautiful creatures as portrayed. They pledge their undying allegiance to Mother Nature, or as they call her, Gaia, who is the goddess of the earth, in essence, to the very soul and life force of our planet. So not sit well with many gods, especially Pan, a nature god, who feels he has power over the nature nymphs. So he has sent his satyr minions in an effort to magically shackle them into servitude for him and his godly friends. Satyrs have various ways of tricking nymphs into their web of deceit. Usual way is to play their magical pan flutes, which is apparently their weakness since they like to dance and sing, you know. And then they're pretty much put under a spell of sorts, and this allows them to be extremely vulnerable and ripe for capture by the forces of evil who could really care less about Mother Earth. And they're just horrible creatures, satyrs, and all that. So nature's free spirits and nymphs. Like I said, I will include a link in the description. Yeah, but mysticinvestigations.com/supernatural beings. That is their blog. They have other things such as Omniverse God, the Old Woman Winter, Omni Magicians. They had Nico, but they crossed her out. Or him. Nico's been crossed out. Neko. I don't know why. Of course, the Poltergeist. Santa Claus in there. Sasquatch. Slenderman's even in there. And Slenderman Assassin. So he's pretty much... Yeah. You have the Tooth Fairy, the Tulpa, the Stool. Is that right? The Travelers, the Tricksters. Vampires, Dracula and Dracula Jr. is listed in there. Valentine Vixen, Warlocks, Watchers. Wendigos. Yes, the Wendigos. These are very... these are very... fearful creatures, you know. I think what I'll do is I will cover these next video, actually, because I'm running low on time. I scratched myself, thought I bled. Anyway, so, very interesting website, the Wendigos. We'll get into them next time. I'll go over them. And I've seen Wendigos portrayed in the past on other places online, and it never gets any more pleasant. So, next time we'll cover Wendigos. Anyway, so Patreon. My Patreon. Why can I never remember my Patreon? Oh, lordy, lordy, Patreon. Yes. Adventurous Insanity. I'm going to have to write that down. Adventurous Insanity. Don't forget to check out my other YouTube channels. And don't forget to also check out these fine websites that I have managed to introduce you to. It's a good time. If you're bored, look them up. Click the links. Gosh. I gotta tell you, man, it's been crazy lately with life in general. Trying to find a place and everything else. And you pretty much figure out, you know, things in life you want to do, things you need to do. So yeah, soon there will be a video coming from um, the haunted place, the Old Plantation, out in Medicine Park. I will be going up there, and even some other places. Texas, for one. Texas has plenty of uh, supernatural, paranormal things about it as well, including a town called Clara, Texas. It was just right out of the area, which I moved up to Oklahoma from, right outside of Wichita County. And the Old Plantation Restaurant is closer. Medicine Park is near the Wichita Mountains, and not that far. So I'll go out there one day, have a few bucks, eat something, kind of just show you Medicine Park as well, and see what happens. Super super awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. And remember the Patreon, other podcasts I do. 666 Shock Avenue, Salem Gray's Straight Jacket Cafe, Azrael King Capea's Horror Extravaganza. Um, Other YouTube channels, the author, film writer, and entertainment space. And of course, Azrael King Capeda's Horror Extravaganza and Salem Gray's Straight Jacket Cafe. Again, Patreon, dadgummit. My Patreon, whatever I said. Whatever I said it was. Again, Adventurous Insanity. You would think if I made a Patreon that I'd remember the name of the um, thing. Adventurous Insanity. I'm going to have it tattooed on my arm so I remember. I am going to also plug the email, Realm of Nightmares at mail.com. Attention. Just whatever you want, put attention. Show ideas, show comments, whatever have you. Just attention, comments, ideas, criticisms, tips, whatever. And also, I hope I've helped a friend out in identifying difference between demons, poltergeist, ghosts, etc. And hope I taught you a little something. The rest of y'all. And like I said, tomorrow no video. I am being visited by family and really don't want to make videos. Takes up most of my day anyway because I don't get to see them very much. Just remember to check out the links in the description. I do these so that I have something to do with my time as well as bring you entertainment. And, hey, it'll be a cool thing. I imagine on the 11th that I'll probably have a lot to report. The 11th, I have a doctor appointment for my left hand. The ring finger and pinky finger are pretty much numb. And I get this pain in my left arm, comes and goes. The acetaminophen I take keeps it at bay, not for very long. It's almost like taking an M&M and hoping that it will cure a headache. So I don't know. I mean, it's getting to the point. Then surgery on the 25th. So of course, no video then. Probably not for a while until I feel like it. It's just been a crazy month. It's going to be a crazy month. So then I need to get some writing done starting next week, and I think I'll use the recovery time to write, to perfect some things, and to make it happen. for me in life. And at 40 minutes in, I believe this is the longest video I've ever had. I'll stay safe and take care.